We're back. It is time for
Fire with Dad, baby.
Oh my God, you got it right. Dude, that's a record. You didn't screw up the intro. It's been like 2 weeks since we've recorded.
I'm getting better.
Have you been practicing?
No, I'm a superstar.
We actually had a report that there was somebody in the building late at night one night, and the cops came up, and it was Dad was in the bathroom stall. Fire with Dad, baby. So we know about it. So I didn't tell you the topic.
Nope.
So we've got flat mat, cardboard mat behind us. We got the trade show display booth. I've got the money bucket. And the reason I have this is that this Sunday, me and Stacy and Shaheen, I think Robin and Doug and Peter are working the Performance Food Group show at Belterra Casino. And I got to speak twice. And so I thought we would talk about our escapades that we've had at trade shows.
Whoa.
Some of the things that have happened, some things in your memory. So I don't know what you got. I'll start off. Ironically, this is an escapade, just kind of fun memories. Ironically, one of my fun memories of trade shows revolves around one of our clients. So Taste of Belgium, I don't know if you know this. Taste of Belgium is one of our clients.
Right.
It's got like he's got 6 local restaurants. Amazing Belgium waffles. Have you ever had one of his waffles?
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, I took Ethan out there at the lunch when he was in town.
Okay.
That's the last time before he left.
So they're unbelievable. Do you know where we found Taste of Belgium? How, like, first time I ever had it?
No.
He had a booth across from us at the Cincinnati Boat Show. When he first started, his story's pretty unique, but part of his story was when he started Taste of Belgium, the waffles is all it was. And he had a farmer's market, he had Findlay Market, and he would go to the boat shows, all those shows. Well, his booth was across from ours. And of course, he's making these things and they smell.
I remember that.
They smell delicious. You go over, you get a sample, and the sample leads to you buying a 4-pack. And then we would get downtime in the booth. I'd go sit in a bass boat, eat 4 waffles, which are like 700 calories a piece.
Good job.
And then I would pass out in the boat.
I remember that.
So what are the odds that one of our clients, here we are, that was probably 2006, 2007.
Or before that even.
Yeah, so 20, was that 16,
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years ago, I accidentally had met, because he was the one working the booth, met one of our clients.
That's wild.
So my memory of the boat shows back then was that, the beef jerky booth, and then
remember the time
nuts.
we had the ATVs, the 6-wheelers, and we went to Dayton, Ohio, and the guy loaded it and broke the back of the windshield with this. What do you call those 6-wheelers?
The winch? Yeah. What did he break the windshield with?
He drove it up on the pickup truck.
Yeah, he broke through the back window. Yeah, I remember that. I remember getting my tires sliced at the Columbus Boat Show on my FJ Cruiser. The funniest story, though, was our one bass boat rep from Bass Cat, maybe? Didn't we sell Bass Cat for a little bit?
Yep.
And this guy was real hot-headed. And the night before we were at the boat show, he had parked in the spot you shouldn't park in. And I guess apparently back then Columbus or the state of Ohio had changed their towing, and they started giving it to private contractors. And so we're walking into this wing joint on High Street in Columbus, and there's a homeless guy. And the homeless guy's like, "Hey, man, can I get some money? I'll watch your car." And I'm like, "Hell yeah." I'd break him off a $20 bill because I'm not stupid. This guy's like, "I'm not giving you anything. I'll bring you some food out when I'm done." We walk in, I go, "That's a mistake.
Exactly.
I'm not giving this homeless guy something. Screw him." I'm like, "I don't know, man. Like, he's watching the cars. That means maybe he's calling somebody." So we go in, eat dinner. We come out an hour and a half later. Dude's truck's gone. Looking everywhere. Can't find his truck. It's gone. We find this plaque 50 feet away behind a tree limb that says, "Call this number for your car," if it was towed. So we call the number. They towed it, and they had no reason why they towed it. And I'm like, the reason they towed it was this guy called him. He's in on it.
Yep.
So we go to the tow truck place, and they only take cash. So we get there, they only take cash. And nobody's carrying a couple $100 cash on this guy. You are, yeah. So you want to mug somebody, there you go. But we get there, and he's got no cash on, but they got an ATM with like a $10 fee on it. And so this guy is pissed, and his car got towed. And of course, I'm there giving him shit, like, "Well, you should have given the homeless guy $20, dumbass." So I'm giving him shit. He's mad over that. He has to pay cash. So he has to use the ATM machine to get his money out. So he gets his car. He's all pissed. He calls the cops down. The cops explain that, "Hey, we don't handle towing. We can't fix it." You can file a complaint with the state. It won't get you anywhere. So he eventually gets his truck. So the next day we're at the boat show and I'm in our booth and I can see him in the next booth over. I go, watch this. So I call our ID block and I call him. He answers his phone. We're watching him. I said, hey, this is, I use like a hillbilly voice. It's so-and-so at Tow Shop. Is this? I think his name was Randy. Yeah. It was calling. I heard you had an issue last night at our place. So yeah. And he goes on and he starts telling what happened. I go, so, oh, you're one of them dumbasses that paid the ATM fee. Oh, that's so great. And you see him like looking at his phone, getting all mad. And I'm like, yeah, my son told me we had some city slicker in here. I wanted to make sure we got all our money because we tow these cars illegally all the time. So I'm just pushing every hot button. And I can see him over there animated in the booth screaming. And I look over and I finally say, hey, Randy, yeah, turn to your left and wave at Matt. He looks, he sees on the phone. He got all mad. He didn't talk for like a week. So maybe that's where my tire got sliced.
I'm surprised why we didn't have Bass Cat anymore either.
So that's my story there. You got any stories?
But we remember the time we were in Indianapolis. We had some great stuff up in Indianapolis. It was the boat shows up there.
Remember the giant they had Indianapolis had the fried chicken sandwich.
Right.
So when you worked boat and RV shows, you became accustomed to what the food was. And so you would look forward to a show. Their chicken sandwiches were amazing at Indianapolis. And then the Louisville show had the pork sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
Kentucky pork.
Well, we ended up, remember that one Louisville show, I bought the hot tub.
Oh, yeah. That was a terrible idea.
Those guys that come down and they would try to install the thing. I mean, it was a joke. Yeah. They came up in this trailer. It was about as fly by night as you could get.
Yep. So we'll finish, since you got no other stories, with the money bucket. So I got the money bucket here because we're going to do the money bucket this weekend.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I'll have to go.
And so where the money bucket came from for the show was we were doing the Cincinnati Boat Show.
That was the best of all time.
And I had gotten an idea from a RV company. We were at the Louisville RV Show. I guess I'll back up. We're at the National RV Show in Louisville, Kentucky. And this vendor there, Citation Campers, was giving out free pull sticks. Everywhere we went to the show, people were carrying a free pull stick. They had a thing taped on top that said, for your free pull stick, go to the Citation booth, whatever. I'm like, what is this? This is so stupid. But I'm like, it's also kind of genius. So I walked down there and he's like, man, people have been flocking to our booth to get the pull sticks. We already ran out, but we had thousands of them. We pay like $2 a piece. So I'm like, man, that might work with us. We're a fishing boat dealership. So I bought $1.98 fishing poles, 2-piece poles from China, ordered like 5,000 of them. And I had this game plan to give them out over the 2 weekends, but I had a big plaque on top of it. And when the people would sign up in our booth to get their free pole, it had a plaque that said, for your free pole, come to booth C15 or whatever, Plaps Pro Outdoors. And they had a coupon for the store. And a caveat was, hey, when we give you your free pole, and by the way, we went through the first Saturday, 1,000 of these poles in like 10 minutes.
It's like 2,000 of them.
Yeah, it was insane.
As a matter of fact, what's his face?
Chip Hart.
Chip Hart came over to our booth and said, what did you guys do? And you said, what do you mean? Well, there's 2,000 kids probably at least standing in line waiting to get in this place at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah, because the second weekend, well, it wasn't kids. I guess it might have been kids. We did it the first weekend. It went huge. It went viral before social media. And so the next weekend, there were people waiting to get in there, get to our booth. But here's the part that was gold. This was kind of accidental, but kind of not. Was I had the placard on top of the fishing pole, and I told them, I'm going to be walking around with the money bag. And I had a giant clear garbage bag. If I see you in the aisles, because I knew I couldn't go in other people's booths, that would be breaking the rules. And what I did was kind of skirting the rules and pissed about every dealer off. They were mad because they didn't think of it, number one.
Oh, for sure.
But I would walk through the aisle. I said, if I see you with your fishing pole and with your sign on it, you get to reach the money bag. And
you have it up.
And there's $2,000 in here, and you can get a 10, a 50, whatever. So I would walk through. When people saw me, the booths would empty. I remember Herm Marine one time. Scott Koenig was the guy's name. He just looked over at me, and he's like, pissed. He's pissed, but he's a friend. Everybody from their booth emptied into the aisle. People are pulling bills out, going left. One guy got a $100 bill. He's flipping out, yelling and screaming. Then that got people to come back to our booth. But that was probably my coolest. We got the money bucket.
We did over 103 boats that week.
Did we? I know one year we did like 147.
Yeah, we did like $3 million in sales, all from these little crazy ideas that you had.
Yep. So I got this weekend, I'm speaking at the show. So if you're a restaurant that works for Presto Food, well, Performance Food Group in Cincinnati, formerly Presto, they have their show at Belterra. We'll be there with the America's Best Restaurants with the backdrop, with the cardboard mat. We'll have the money bucket that when you scan that, you get free cash. You get to reach in there. And then I'm speaking and I'm giving away $1,000 to somebody who comes to 2 of my presents.
Good.
Everybody comes to the presentation gets to put a drawing.
Dynamite.
Cool.
Cha-ching.
That's all I got.
Fire dad, baby.
Fire Dad, baby.